My name is Stephen Aguiar, and I'm the president of Citizen Scholarship Foundation of Florida, Dollars for Scholars, and welcome to our 59th Annual Scholarship Awards Night. On the inside of your cover, there's a short bio on our founder, Dr. Fratkin. Dr. Fratkin founded Citizen Scholarship Foundation, at that time known as Dollars for Scholars, 59 years ago. Dr. Fratkin loved to tell the story about how he got his first dollar from First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt. He actually called the White House collector and he took his call. I think that's pretty amazing. I've actually seen the dollar. He has it in a frame. So what happened to that dollar and what did one person do? Well, there was one chapter. Fall River is actually chapter number 1. There are now over 500 chapters. And we have awarded, not Fall River, but the 500 chapters have taken that dollar and they've turned it into $3 billion. And they've awarded scholarships to 2.3 million students in 59 years. So that, if anyone doesn't think that one person and $1 can make a difference, I ask you to think again. Dr. Fratkin passed away last year at the age of 95. And at this time, I'd like to ask for a moment of silence in his memory. Thank you very much. Even though the board of directors' names are listed in the program book this evening, these individuals start working in September, and we finish this evening with the culmination of our awards presentation. Every board member is a volunteer. No one gets paid for what they do. And this is the only time of the year that they have an opportunity to get recognized. And I'd like to put a face along with the meeting. First is our Vice President, Silva. I ask that you kind of raise your hand. Sitting right over here is our Treasurer, Madeline O'Connell. Our Associate Treasurer, M. Fatima Vieira. Our Secretary and Clerk, Beth Moore. Our Director, Steve Dorney. The members of the corporation is Karen Boddington. I don't see Joe Costa here, but Joe's a member. Meg Donovan actually used to do this work when she lived in Fall River. She now lives in Boston, but she continues to do a lot of our IT work, so Meg Donovan is on the board. Peter Foreman, who's with Bristol Community College. Philomena Lutz, there's Philomena. I think our longest board member, Mike McNally, I think you've been here the whole 59 years, haven't you? Mary Jo Murphy, Mary Jo. Ann Clipper. And then Wayne Swenson and Denise Viveris, I don't see them.
No.
Okay, all right. The next item on my agenda, although I'm going to mention these people's names for the second time, probably the biggest job we have every year is to determine who's going to receive a scholarship this evening. And this year we had approximately 40 scholarship applications that we had to review. We spent approximately 3 days working on that, on 3 different meetings over 3 different days. And I just want to announce the members of the awards committee. Again, Mike McNally, Stephanie Moore, Amy Silva, Peter Foreman, and Steve Gordon. Okay, you see a few students, not everybody's wearing their shirts this evening, that's okay. You see a few students here in the audience who have these Gordon-looking, horrible-looking T-shirts on. We do those for a reason, because when we put them in the city streets, we prefer that they don't get hit by a car. So let me talk to you about second-year grant students. This is something that we started 3 years ago. Every year we would have freshman college students who would contact us and say, do you have anything for first-year college students? And our answer was always no. The awards are given to graduating high school students going on to their first year of college. So we came up with a program 3 years ago called Shake Candy. This year we did one on April the 8th, Saturday, April the 8th, and we did another one on Saturday, May the 20th. And what I'm going to do is, to all of you high school seniors, I'm going to make you the same offer as I made to these individuals last year. If you do 2 fundraisers, and we don't have the date set yet. As a matter of fact, we did one in April and one in May. I'm looking to separate them, hoping to do maybe one in October and one in May, but we haven't figured that out yet. But if you volunteer for the 2 fundraisers, one is 3 hours, the other is 4 hours, you can come back here next year and receive a second-year grant of $500. So I will be in contact, and everyone always asks me, well, how do I know? I will be in contact with you. I have you're shaking your hand because let's just go to you half a dozen times, right? I have obviously your phone numbers, your email addresses. I'll send you an email with a fact sheet and the RSVP. It's all self-explanatory. I've been doing it for years. So all I can tell you, all I can do is encourage you to participate. I'm always a little amazed because last year we had 26 students who received scholarships and only 15 took advantage of the second-year grant. That's your option. The other question I get asked every year, well, if you do one in October, you do one in April. I'm away at the University of Nebraska. I understand that. Usually the one in June is not a problem. You can send your mother, father, sister, brother. We have grandmothers that filled this year. You can send somebody that you like, and whoever gets a kick out of this. You can send somebody you don't like. Completely up to you. Completely up to you, but you can do a substitute. As long as it's either you or somebody who's volunteering for you, you can come back next year and you can get the second-year grant. And then the last thing I want to discuss before I turn it over to Green to introduce our speaker is I've had a number of you tell us that our website is atrocious. You're right, it is atrocious. So that's our project next year, is to update our website. We started to take some photos of the second-year grant students working the Shake the Can this year. We have quite a number of photos. After this event's over, I'm going to ask the second-year grant students to come up. We're going to take a photo of all of you together. I think maybe we have about half of those second-year grant students. That's fine. And then we're going to do a group photo of all of the award recipients this evening. There's 24 of you. So guess what? They're going to be on our new website page. So we ask that you remain behind. Mike McNally is going to take individual photos of the award recipients as we bring them forward, and then we'll take 2 group photos, one of second-year grant and one of the award recipients. So to introduce our speaker this evening, I'm going to call on my Vice President, Ernie Silva.
Good evening. We don't often have a guest speaker, but tonight's speaker has accomplished much in a short life. She is someone who has walked and worked and walked her talk. So without further delay, it's my honor and pleasure to introduce tonight's speaker with her compelling message to tonight's award recipients. I must inform you all that although she and I share the same last name, we are not related. But I would consider it an absolute honor if she and I were relatives. Let me introduce Attorney Maisa Silva.
Good evening, everyone. As you said, my name is Maisa Silva. I'm an attorney. I'm based in Fall River. But I'm also a Cape Verdean, an immigrant, someone who struggled. But today I can stand here and share my struggle with you all and tell you guys that if I have to go back and do it again, I would do it. I don't think twice. I'd start by congratulate all of you here and your parents, your family, because if you are here, it's because you guys did hard work, made great choices, and your parents and your families and your friends, your environment, everybody who surrounded you guys somehow helped you to get here. One thing that I usually tell people, no one can accomplish anything alone. Even when we think that, oh, I get up early, I went to school, Yes, I studied hard, I didn't party, I got my A's. You didn't do it alone. Mom and dad were working, a friend was around when you needed to talk. Okay, so it's always, there is a group of people that sometimes go unnoticed, but that help us accomplish. So one thing I usually say whenever I'm invited to talk is for us to be humble and remember, whatever we become, we didn't get there alone. I was invited practically today, and I usually speak out of my heart. I make my cheap notes, but I don't go by it much of the time. But there is a few points that I'd like, to share with you guys. One of the things I tell people that the best thing all of you gonna hear in your life is a no. And you might ask, well, is she crazy? Where is a no gonna take me? A no will drive you to succeed. However, keep in mind that when somebody tells you no, and from that no, you make it a yes, you are not proving to anyone. You need to prove to yourself that you can do it. Don't do anything to please anyone or to prove to anyone. Do it to yourself, okay? So from my beginning in Cape Verde, I came here as an international student. I had a 2-year-old son that I left behind in Cape Verde, and he came to join me. My mom came. My mom is a U.S. citizen. My grandfather was born here. So my mom would stay with my son. I never allowed her to work. I would work at night at Walmart from 10 to 6 in the morning, and I'd come to BCC with no sleep and study. And I succeed here. I don't want to tell you guys this to show off. That's not my intention. But what I'm telling you is, if you put to work, if you believe in yourself, there is no one that can tell you that you cannot do it. The determination is yours. The decision is yours. The motivation is yours. Don't look around and see it and say, I can do it. You need to move, okay? Things doesn't knock at the door. You need to get up and go get it. So as I was here at BCC for, I think, 2.5 years, I made dean list to every semester, okay, not slipping. And I ended up in the National Dean's List. From here, I got a scholarship and went to Roger Williams. At that point, I found a job in a law firm, and I stopped working at Walmart. But I did thank Walmart for the opportunity because I need to feed my family. And talking about the Walmart job, I'm very proud of saying that I was stocking shelves while I was getting my education, because there is no job that's more important than the other. We all are unique, we all are important. Yes, I am an attorney, but if I have a hole in my house, I cannot fix it. So what's gonna make me think that I'm more important than the carpenter or the construction guy that's gonna fix it? That is to tell you that we all need each other. If you are thinking that you don't need anyone, that you can handle it all, you are wrong, okay? We all need each other, we all need support. Always in life, and always, do what makes you happy. If you do what makes you happy, you do not work a day in your life, because you are taking pleasure in what you do. I'm an immigration attorney, so you guys can imagine what's going on in the country. I run from jail to jail. I run from the federal court, all over. But it's a pleasure every time that I get someone out of jail, out of ICE custody, and put them together with their family. And doing that, I'm a mother of 2. I'm adopting 2 girls. Gonna be a mother of 4 pretty soon. But what I'm trying to tell you, everything is here, is your determination. Don't let people put you down. Don't let anyone tell you you can't do it. You are the only person that have the power to say no to yourself. I used to work in an office, big law firm in Boston, 50 years on the market. When I went for my interview, the person that was interviewing me for the position didn't know anything about the position. And we talked, but he was the boss. At the end of the interview, so he's talking, and he said something I'm not going to say here, but he said, "You know your expletive." And I said, "Yes, I know I do." And then he looked at me and he said, "So what you have to tell me?" I said, "If you don't hire me, it's your loss." Because you need to be confident, not cocky, confident. When you go to an interview, you need to sell yourself. Because after struggling for so long and under all circumstances that I'm not going to share here because I don't want people to feel sorry for me, because I'm a very strong person, there is no need to feel sorry for me. I usually say anyone's opinion about me, it's just their opinion, what you think about me. If it's good, I take it. If it's bad, keep it, okay? So what I'm saying is you cannot allow your life to be ruled by people's opinion. You are the one who have to make your own concept. This is who I am, and this is who I want to become. I'm not telling you it's easy. No, mine was not easy, but no one stopped me from getting there. Again, you are the only person that can say no to yourself. So, again, my cheat sheet here. Whenever you are making a decision, I want you guys, before you make that decision, to think that whatever decision you make, there is consequences for it. It is okay to ask our friends or our parents, people that we trust, what do you think? But at the end, make that decision yourself. Do not make a decision because mom and dad said so. I'm not telling you not to listen to mom and dad, okay? So let's separate things here. But I want you to understand that any decision that you make is going to have consequences. You're going to carry it throughout your life. Because if it's good, people are going to applaud and say, yes, I helped you through. If it's bad, you decided to do it, okay? And one thing I want to share with you too is right now you guys are all recipients of the award. Whenever you can, be kind to others. Do volunteer work. Participate in the community events. Make somebody happy in a sense that if you can do something to help somebody's life get better, do it. At the end of the day, the only person you help is you. When you go home, you are a better human being. You feel better that you helped somebody accomplish something. In my house, there is a say to my boys, and if you ask them what you need to do every day, try to put a smile on somebody's face. That helps. And, learn one thing that is difficult is for us to cherish somebody else's success. But when we get to that point as human beings, that we can cherish and enjoy somebody else's success, I believe, that's my personal opinion, you don't have to share that with me, I believe that we are really at the point that we are a great human being, because seeing somebody succeed makes us happy, okay? Do not feel down under any circumstances because somebody else is getting A's, you're not getting A's. Or because somebody else becomes a doctor, you're not becoming a doctor. As I said, we are all special, we are all unique. Each one of us is that one person. We are that one individual. It doesn't exist another one like us. So we need to learn to love that someone that we are. We don't need anyone to just tell us who you are. We know who you are. And throughout your careers, throughout your life, you guys are gonna find a lot of negative things. There is a say that whenever life gives you a lemon, make it a lemonade. I'm gonna tell you, for each negative action that's gonna happen in your life, there is a positive lesson to learn from it. Never fear a failure. We all gonna fail at some point in our life. But if you fail, it means something. It means that you are brave enough to try. Okay? Only people that doesn't try, that doesn't risk, won't fail. We all gonna fail at some point in our life at something. Nobody's perfect. Another thing throughout your career, try not to judge. It's very easy for us to have bias towards people, towards things, to judge and jump to conclusion. Every story has two sides, okay? And then I usually let's try to switch position and think that if we were at that person's position, would we make the same decision? We don't know. We don't know. So, and learn how to listen. It's very important to listen. And try to make a positive impact on someone's life. As I said before, life is about choice, and fortunately, you're gonna make your own. You are the only one that can limit your capabilities of doing things, okay? You have potential, and you are the only one that can say no to you, so the other no's make them a yes. And if you believe in yourself, that's the most important thing. If you believe in yourself, you'll get there. So I'd like to thank you all for listening to me, and I wish the best of luck to all of you, and that you guys succeed in your career, in your personal lives. And remember, you did not get here alone. There was a lot of people around you that helped you get where you guys are. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to continue with our program. This is actually a perfect segue from our speakers. We should mention two things that I want to follow up on. First, and I mention this every year, you've met all of our board of directors here, and I ask this question every year to the audience: what do they all have in common? Because they all have one thing in common, except for Phil. They're all old as hell, and that includes me. And what does that mean? That means that we don't have anybody to take our place. We're thrilled to have Philomena from Bay Coast Bank. She's come on board. But it's very, very difficult to get volunteers these days. I've talked to tons of executive directors from the right-of-way agencies, YMCA, Boys Club, Girls Club, Red Cross. Very, very difficult. In fact, there was a chapter in Somerset that for years and years and years gave away scholarships, Citizen Scholarship Foundation of Somerset. They're not in existence anymore, they're gone. No one would take their place. So we are looking at, I know all of you college students are going to be very busy the next 4 years partying and studying. But remember, whether you come back to this community or you come back to another community, we need you. Okay, we're going to be gone. We're not going to be around in 40 years from now. We're certainly not going to be here 40 years from now. Philomena will be, but not me. So we need you. We need you whether you come and sit on this board or you sit on some other boards. You're the future. I am not. You're the future. The other thing I'm going to mention this year, just to give you an idea of how this organization works, there's a scholarship in here called the George P. and Margaret M. Rodgers Scholarship, and there's a bio here. and you can read it, but I just want to take 2 minutes to talk to you about this. Bill Riley went to Durfee High School. Raise hands, who's graduating from Durfee High School? Look at all those Durfee graduates. Bill Riley went to Durfee High School. He got, at that time it was called the Dollars for Scholars Scholarship, and he went on to college. And Bill had a number of jobs through his lifetime. Now, some of these scholarships I'm not allowed to talk about because they're confidential. But Bill allowed us to talk about this. We actually had him into Foreman, and we had a dinner with him at the Q Club. Bill had a number of jobs through his 45 years of his job life. The last job he had was he was nominated by George W. Bush to be the Secretary of the Environmental Protection Agency. He served that agency for 4 years until he retired. So he went from Durfee High School to the Secretary of the EPA working for George W. Bush. And when his mother and father died, he gave us a check for $50,000 and we award a scholarship in his mother and father's name every year. So you don't know where you're going to be 40 years from now. I certainly don't know where you're going to be. But remember your community. He doesn't live in this community anymore. Okay? He actually, after he retired, went to work in countries like India, where he is providing clean drinking water, because half of the world does not have clean drinking water. He's volunteering to provide clean drinking water for about 3 billion people. So, Durfee grad, Korea, head of the EPA, and now he's working throughout the world. And we're going to award a scholarship tonight because of him. So, at that point, I'm going to turn it over to Peter Foreman and Steve Dorney, and we're going to award first the second year grades. So, if you want to do yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, are we ready? Our congratulations are going to go out first to our second year award recipients. So those of you that have already gone through a year of your college career, and you participated in our fundraising, now you'll be benefiting with a check for $500. First, Bella Archibald, who's at UMass Dartmouth for the University Program. Brittany Baker from Fairfield University.
While we're waiting for Brittany to come down, congratulations, thank you. Some of you have contacted me telling me that you changed schools. So your checks are going to be incorrect this evening because they're out to the schools. But Madeline O'Connell, my treasurer for life, is here. And you're both here. If your check is not correct, see Madeline and she will issue you on the spot tonight. Okay?
Benjamin Barrows at UMass Amherst. Sarah Rose Carton at the Maine College of Art. Sabrina Costa at UMass Dartmouth. Katya Frias at UMass Amherst. And by the way, I'm going to apologize up front. If I butcher some of your first names, I do indeed apologize. Shana Miranda at Bridgewater State University.
Thank you.
And I forgot, I'm sorry, Ricky Meach, also at Bridgewater State University. Taylor Nash at Pine Manor College. Nicole Oliveira at UMass Dartmouth.
My dog, Price is Right.
The stairs are a killer, aren't they?
Yeah, but I usually don't walk in heels.
Thank you.
Lily Annette Pastrana. that even close?
Yes, right? Very good, thank you.
Elena Pavidi, or Pavidi, at Brandeis University.
Thank you very much.
Lauren Souza at Fitchburg State University. Kei Uehara at Emmanuel. And Tiffany Vincent or Vincente at the University of Connecticut. Over the years, ladies and gentlemen, we have developed a variety of different scholarships. The first two scholarships will be given, that I will be given, are entitled Below the Hill Scholarships. And Stephen Dorney will explain what that scholarship program is all about.
Thank you. The Below the Hill Scholarship has been going on since 1989. And they were a group of folks who grew up in the Below the Hill neighborhood, which is defined by South Main Street to the east, Columbia or Cherry Street to the north, Bay Street to the west, and Bradford Avenue to the south. And these folks who lived in the neighborhood, they were affiliated with Santa Cristo Church and the Santa Cristo Credit Union. And they recognized that college was getting expensive. And many of these folks who put this together, and I would say most, if not all, are deceased, were not high school graduates. They grew up in a time when you were 16, you went off to work. And they wanted better lives for not only their own families, but for people in the neighborhood. There was a fellow named Joe Carrera who was the person who sort of led this through the Santa Cristo Church and the Santa Cristo Credit Union. And I know him because he was my first basketball coach in the Santa Cristo Basketball League, which everybody in my neighborhood played in. And I knew that they wanted a better situation. So there's two Below the Hill scholarships tonight. And I'll also mention that the Below the Hill scholarship will look at students who have graduated in June of this year from high school, and also students who are already in college. And tonight I think we have one of each. And you're eligible for this scholarship if you have lived, your parents have lived, your grandparents have lived in that area. The first recipient's going to UMass Amherst studying pre-med, and his grandmother and his father lived at 404 Bradford Avenue, which was on my paper route. And I think they were good tippers. Devin Pinot.
Website. Just keep thinking website. Thank you.
And the second awardee is Sarah Wright, who's going to Rhode Island College, studying health and medicine, and her mother, Fran, lived on Division Street.
The second scholarship is the John W. Cummings Memorial Scholarship, and Steve Aguiar will speak to that.
John Cummings was a Jersey teacher, but John was a longtime member of this board. And I'll tell you exactly how long he was on the board. We used to, for the last couple of years, we used to hold our board meetings at a nursing home. The name of the nursing home, Adams House in Fall River, because that's how John was dedicated, how much he was dedicated to this organization. That he, even when he went to a nursing home, he wanted to remain on the board and he wanted to remain active. So we do have some board members that might be in a nursing home somewhere. We will bring the board meeting to you if you stay on board. So I just wanted to mention that John was a one-time board member and we miss him greatly.
The recipient of the John W. Cummings Memorial Scholarship will be attending UMass Amherst and majoring in animal sciences, and her name is Kiara Alameo.
We need to, keep thinking website.
As an aside, ladies and gentlemen, Kiara is the first of 11, that includes 4 second-year award recipients.
7 second year, I counted.
I stand correct. All of these students have one thing in common. They are all associated with the Upward Bound program. There aren't too many people at BCC who wear more hats than Dean Sarah Morrow. She's the Dean of Division 6 and has a multitude of titles, and I can never remember all of them. But her passion for this program, her enthusiasm, and you probably have noticed whenever one of these students is being awarded, the entire group responds. I'd like to recognize Dean Sarah Morrow for the Anthony E. Fazina and Rosario F. Joseph Memorial Scholarship will be given to Ariana DeBreo. Ariana will be beginning her college career at Columbia University, majoring in biomedical engineering. By the way, if there is any correction, if there was a change of school or a change of majors, just let us know as you come in and address that. The John S. Felix and Mary S. Felix Memorial Scholarship, the first time this has been offered, and Steve Aguilar will speak to this.
Thank you. I just want to take a couple of minutes because this is the first time that the scholarship has been awarded. There's a short bio in your program book, but I wanted to take a couple of minutes to talk to you about my grandmother and grandfather. My grandfather, John, was born in Fall River. He drove a taxi for City Hall Taxi, and after he retired at age 62, he became the caregiver of the owner of City Hall Taxi. My grandmother worked in a sewing shop for 40 years in the city of Fall River. She retired at 62, and she went to work for John Ponce, who we give a scholarship to every other year. You know, this is a lucky year. He was the principal of the Wall School. She went to work in the school lunch program. So my grandmother and grandfather were not people of means by any imagination, but they worked hard, and they purchased a home in Fall River, and they raised 3 daughters and many grandchildren and great-grandchildren. They helped everyone. So it's a pleasure and an honor for me to present the first John S. Felix and Mary S. Felix Memorial Scholarship to Mark Corey, who's going to be going to the University of New Hampshire majoring in mechanical engineering.
The Fall River Kiwanis Albert Domingos Memorial Scholarship will this year be given to Tahira Ashby will be heading to UMass Lowell in physical therapy. Definitely another upward bound. I knew that.
We all compensate, we blame somebody.
We're all volunteers.
That's it.
We're all volunteers.
The Figueredo Watts Family Scholarship will be given to Kiara Oliver, who will be heading to Northeastern University.
That's okay. You're good. You need to, website. Yeah, that's fine.
Very good. Oh, where's smile?
The website is not as neat.
The Irving and Charlotte Friedkin Founders Scholarship will be given this year to Derek Belanti, who will be headed to UMass.
Okay.
This is,
That's okay.
what, Derek and I ended up at the last minute getting his information in. For the scholarship, one copy was more. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Agatha Goodson Scholarship will be this year awarded to Batera Dixon, who will be headed to Boston University.
Walk away. There we go. Thank you.
The E. Gerald Goodson Memorial Scholarship will be given to Jacob Frank, who will be heading to UMass Amherst and majoring in history. God bless you. The Morris Horvitz Memorial Scholarship will be given this year to a student who will be attending MIT and majoring in chemical and biomedical engineering. Her name is Elaine Lima. She's also number 2 in her class from Griffin High School. The President John F. Kennedy Memorial Scholarship will be given to Tim Norton, who's headed to the University of Maine, majoring in science, math, and technology. Logan has a Maine t-shirt. Somebody went to orientation.
Thank you.
The Raposa Family Scholarship will be given this year to Brendan Rocket, will be again majoring in history from Boston College. And to speak to that scholarship is a member of the history department at PMC Durfee, Mrs. Karen Boddington.
Most of you guys know I actually don't need the microphone, because you all can hear me. You've heard me in the hall. This is a scholarship in memory of my parents, funded by my family and my brother. My oldest brother did go to Boston College. He was very excited about that. And I can't tell you how proud I am of all of these kids from Durfee and from other schools. I've had the conversation with you guys that people hear Durfee and they go, ugh. When we have kids going to BCBU, MIT, there is nothing anyone in this room has to be ashamed of. We are so proud of you, so proud of, Josh, stop. I had him too. So proud of you, so proud of what you've done and how much you represent for our school, our family. So thank you all very much. Congratulations.
I just want to take a couple of minutes to embarrass Mr. Rocket. Seriously, 3 years ago, we were doing Shake the Can, and he showed up, and I said, oh, high school senior? He goes, no. I said, second year grade? He says, no. I said, what are you doing? He says, I'm a sophomore at Durfee High School. I said, oh, what are you doing here? He says, my coach mentioned it, and I thought I'd just come and I'd help you out. He's been with us the last 3 years. And I want to
The George Riley Memorial Scholarship this year be given to John Paul McDonald, who will be heading to UMass Amherst in business. The Margaret M. Riley Scholarship will be awarded to Amanda Martell, who will be heading to UMass Lowell and majoring in forensic science.
Great, thanks.
The next scholarship is in memory of a former board member, Bruce Rex.
Bruce was also a board member. Bruce passed away 2 years ago. Bruce was our official photographer that Mike McNally is attempting to fill his shoes this evening. But I don't remember how many decades that Bruce Rex was involved with Citizen Scholarship Foundation of Fall River. He was, his middle name was Public Service. He was involved in so many things, the New Bedford Symphony, CSF. If you called him and you asked him to help you with something, he would just ask you, what's the date and what's the time? And Bruce was with us just a few days before he passed away. So it's a great privilege to be able to award scholarships both in John Cummings' name and Bruce Rex's name. So just wanted to mention that.
And this year's recipient, Gabriella Piva, will be heading to Simmons College and majoring in communication.
One second.
Great, thanks.
The Rodgers Family Foundation Scholarship will be awarded to Kiana Michelle, oh Michael. Kiana Michelle. University majoring in biology, and another example of an upward bound program recipient. Sidney Schenker Memorial Scholarship will be awarded to Charles Martin, who will be majoring in business at Boston College. Ready?
This next scholarship is given in the honor of my mother and father. There's a bio you can read, but my father was a laborer. He died at the age of 59 of cancer. My mother died of pulmonary embolism suddenly at the age of 67. It's always been my honor to memorialize them with a scholarship.
The recipient of the Ernesto R. and Dolores P. Silva Memorial Scholarship, Galileo Quintal, will be heading to UMass Amherst and majoring in the arts and humanities. Some of these first names are not. The Jeffrey A. Silva Memorial Scholarship is this year awarded to Alexandra Fernandez. She'll be heading to the Mass College of Art and Design and majoring in science, math, and technology.
It is art.
There's a change there. Her major is indeed art.
Previous scholarship was awarded in memory of Jeffrey Silva. He was a art student who graduated from Berkeley High School and then went on to get an MFA from the University of Oregon. He was then killed in a traffic accident 2 years after he graduated from the University of Oregon. So his family and friends.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going back one.
Oh,
Now we're
okay.
doing the Spivak Scholarship.
Okay.
Spivak Scholarship was put together by the family of the late Dr. Spivak, who was a local pediatrician in Fall River, and his wife and children set up an annual scholarship in his memory. He passed away about 5 years ago, and this is intended to be given to a student whose family or the student themselves was somehow touched by cancer, because Dr. Spivak died of cancer. So today's recipient is Isabel McDonald. Oh yeah, I should point out that Isabel is going to be studying pre-med.
That's
The
right.
young person here should have been taking for
And she'll be
the old guys.
studying pre-med at Merrimack College. The Stacy Lynn Viveris Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Hannah Steen, who will be attending UMass Dartmouth and majoring in sociology. The Richard T. and Wayne Viveris Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Joshua Reed, and Josh will be heading to UMass Amherst and majoring in computer science. Another upward bound.
roof off the place.
And our last scholarship this year is a memorial scholarship that is in memory of a very special 11-year-old young man. His parents are here. They've been friends of ours for 40 years. And they're coming up to give his story, and I will just tell you one aspect of it. Michael was our son's closest buddy growing up. And the only negative of that is that our son to this day is a Yankee fan. But other than that, they were, he died at the age of 11. I'm going to let Tom and Cindy Vogel tell the story.
Good evening. It's great to see all of these enthusiastic young people who are going on to college. It was Michael's great desire to go to Notre Dame University. We took a trip there just to see the place, and he was bound and determined to get there. He was diagnosed with Burkitt's non-Hodgkin's lymphoma when he was 11, and he spent the better part of 7 months in the hospital with chemo and then relapsing. He fought very hard. He knew what it was to struggle. And it was so heartwarming to hear our guest speaker, and I don't wish you to talk about her struggle. There are all kinds of struggles. If you don't learn to struggle, then you will not learn to live to your greatest capacity. We were looking for a bone marrow donor for him. He didn't have a perfect match, and before we found one, he passed away. 2 weeks after that, we awarded the first Michael Roble Scholarship. I figure with my husband that the money we would have spent to send him to Notre Dame is being spent on you. Use it wisely. And to echo Dr. Fradkin, come back to Fall River. We've learned through Michael's Fund, which is a fund that raises money to find bone marrow matches, that Fall River is quite a gem in its loyalty. Michael's Fund was recognized for a longevity award, because most funds that are started for a child who then passes away does not survive more than 7 years. Well, 11 years we received an award for longevity. At that award in Minnesota, there was not a guest speaker, director of PR, who said, what you need for a fund or any kind of program to survive is big business backing and celebrity backing. Then we received our award, and I told them, we have no big business in Fall River. The only celebrity we have is Lizzie Borden. And we're not gonna go spreading that around. But what we do have are Fall Riverites. Come back to your hometown. Do us proud, but come back to your hometown. Do what Michael wanted to do, but could never do. Enjoy your life, work your hardest, struggle, and succeed. And then remember where you came from.
What you have to understand is how remarkable this family is. On July the 10th, there'll be the 21st golf tournament in Michael's memory. 21 years. They usually have a shelf life of 5, 6, 7, but that's directly attributable to Michael's parents, his grandmother, who's now 94, and his aunts and his extended family and friends. 21 years. I've been able to play in 20 of them with very little success. And just as an aside, our son, his team has won it the last 2 years, so that's terrific.
He has an in.
He has an in, yes, he does indeed. This year's winner.
Can I just? I know that this is an aging group. I'm in that aging group. We're all aging, but I think the solution might be, we've got Ariana that's going into biotech. There's gonna be some kind of implant. You can, and then there's Tahira that's going to physical therapy. I might be calling on you. And that can keep us going, so maybe we have hope.
Yes, hope.
Yes, we'll be gumming our food, but we'll look great.
This year's recipient of the Michael Roble Memorial Scholarship will be attending the University of New Hampshire in Health and Medicine, Adam Turcotte.
Great, thanks.
I would just simply like to add, obviously, my own congratulations to this very enthusiastic group of recipients. And in conclusion, the President will, Steve Agia, will say a few words. Thank you so much.
We have one last group of people that we need to recognize this evening that I think is probably the most important group. Sometimes I get discouraged by what's going on in our world today in our country, but I see these young men and women and they give me a lot of hope. But they didn't get to where they are today by accident. They got to where they are today because they have great mothers and fathers, and how about a round of applause? So that concludes our 50-minute presentation. We're looking forward to the 60th next year.